Welcome to Shenley Brook End School. My name's Chris Holmwood and I'm the head teacher here. We wanted to give you a feel for the different subjects that we offer and what the student experience is like. So we hope you enjoy hearing from our subject team leaders and teachers as they explain what we have on offer. There are two ways of accessing this information. You can either watch it chronologically or you can choose the section that you'd like, that you're most interested in. Either way, we hope that you enjoy what you hear and thank you for watching.
In the Maths department, we aim to make maths as relatable, fun and creative as possible. We work from a structured scheme of work that allows students to be supported and challenged to meet their individual needs. Throughout the year, we monitor progress and we do this using a teacher assessment or through end of topic assessments. Now, a common question I get asked is, will my child be in a set? Now, your child will go into an ability band and those bands are flexible throughout the year depending on the progress that they make. Throughout the year, there will be set homework and it will either be online homework or using their reflection books. Now, a reflection book is the ability for your child to show everything that they know about the topic they've just been taught, and effectively by the end of the year it will form a perfect revision guide if completed well. Throughout the year, we complete lots of projects within the Maths department, all related to the tensile qualities of the school. But one of the most exciting opportunities is the Murder Mystery Project. The Murder Mystery Project takes place between maths, drama and languages, and the students have to solve lots of clues throughout the week in order to solve the murder mystery, and it's code breaking. Every classroom in the Maths department has a checkered carpet. This checkered carpet can be used to make maths a little bit more creative. We can use graphs, we can do coordinates, and we can do many fun activities on the carpets. Whether it's managing budgets, planning a project or flying a plane, maths is essential, and it's important to build confidence within maths to make sure that you can reach your dreams. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Science at Shenley Brook End School. In Year 7 we'll start with the topic Thinking Like a Scientist, where we develop the skills that are essential to great science. We explore ideas, we use observations and we inquire as to how and why things work. We develop scientific numeracy and literacy, and we solve problems in creative and methodical ways. Throughout your time at Shenley Brook End, we look at the three science disciplines of biology, chemistry and physics, but junk them down into smaller topics so we can really get to grips with the content. In Year 7, you'll be exploring cells, digestive and respiratory systems, mixing, dissolving and separating, and explaining the states of matter and elements and compounds, and exploring forces and energy. Over time, we'll develop and expand these ideas beyond into GCSE. We look at the role that science plays in all aspects of our lives and develop curiosity about us, the world and the universe we're in. We look forward to seeing you in the lab.
Here in the English department, we aim to carry on building on the important skills that Year 6s will have been developing in primary school, as well as beginning to foster those important skills that they need to be successful in GCSE language and literature. We also absolutely love reading in the department, and therefore aim to introduce them to a range of literature and creative opportunities to hopefully foster a lifelong love of reading. Before they even come into Shenley Brook End, we begin this by giving them a gift of a reading book for them to read over the summer holidays in preparation for starting at the school. This has proven a really, really good way of getting students talking in the opening weeks of the school and engaging them in reading before they even begin here. Then we, throughout the year, cover a wide curriculum, introducing them to a range of literature and reading and writing opportunities, from Shakespeare to poetry to travel writing. We also have recently introduced a film unit for Year 7, which gives them an opportunity to explore some of the offerings that we have at GCSE in media studies and film studies. We, alongside all of the curriculum, have the students produce a piece of exciting writing every 2 to 3 weeks as well, which hopefully continues what a lot of them might have been doing in primary school, and also gives them that opportunity just to kind of relax and enjoy writing whilst also working on important skills. In order to foster the love of reading, we also have a library lesson every 2 weeks for year 7 and 8, where we come down to the library and we're given an opportunity to explore the range of books on offer. A question that I often get asked is about ability, and just for your point of reference, the students tend to be taught in mixed ability classes during year 7, which then gets streamlined and then put into ability sets from year 8 onwards. Hopefully this has given you a bit of a taste of our department here at Shenley Brook End.
Hello, I'm Mrs Gilman and I'm the Senko here at Shenley Brook End School. I manage the support for learning team, and we look after about 150 students on the school's SEN register.
Hello, I'm Mrs Butler and I'm the specialist SEN teacher. I work with Mrs Gilman as Senko and with our team of about 15 teaching assistants.
At Shenley, we use the graduated approach to supporting students. A lot of parents will be familiar with the graduated approach at primary school. However, at secondary school, it can look very different. And so Mrs Butler has kindly agreed to join us and pose some of the questions that parents ask when they come to prospective parents' evening.
Okay, yes, so probably the most common question that parents ask are, if their child is on the SEN register at primary school, how will that information get passed over to Shenley, and will you know about what support they received?
Yeah. Okay, so we start our transition process quite early on in the year, and that process involves the SEN team, myself as Senko or you as specialist teacher, making contact with all our primary schools. We liaise with the Senkos in the primary schools and usually year 6 teachers, so that we can get an understanding of exactly which students are already on the register and what kind of provision they've received at primary school. Sometimes we'll actually go on to contact parents so that we can discuss the sort of help we'll give when students get to Shenley.
So many parents ask if their child had support at primary school and they may have had a teaching assistant with them in the class for most of their lessons, either working one-to-one or with a small group. Will that support continue at Shenley?
This is probably the biggest change that parents will be aware of. At secondary school, we don't use one teaching assistant attached to one class throughout the whole week. Students do have access to teaching assistants, but they tend to have 3 or 4 teaching assistants over the course of a week, and this is to avoid a situation where children become over-dependent on one adult.
So therefore then parents may be concerned about how would you support their children if they had difficulties such as literacy.
Mm-hmm. But going back to the graduated approach, we would begin by trying to keep children in class learning alongside their peers. So I would be asking class teachers to use strategies such as maybe a key word bank that children can refer to, perhaps tasks which didn't demand high-level literacy and numeracy skills, so that they're able to reflect their knowledge and understanding. It may be some students find it easier to produce written responses on a laptop, and we can lend out laptops.
Okay, so many students come to us with independent dyslexia reports. How do you provide support in those situations?
We do have a lot of students with independent reports, and interestingly, some of the strategies I've just mentioned to you appear as recommendations on those reports. Sometimes there are recommendations to use resources such as coloured overlays or exercise books with a particular colour of paper in them, and most often we're able to provide those and make sure they're available for the student to use in class. Very occasionally students may also experience processing difficulties or difficulties with retention of information as part of their dyslexia, and in that situation we would again ask class teachers to allow additional time for processing. Yeah.
Okay, so many parents are concerned that their children may not be making progress and may have special needs. How would you assess that?
If the student isn't already on the SEN register, I would suggest that parents contact the form tutor in the first instance. The form tutor and year group leader will then seek information and support from other teams, very often SEN. And we have a range of assessment tools that we use to help identify precisely what need a student may have. But parents can be reassured that we would always discuss any assessments with them beforehand.
Okay, so we've spoken a lot about learning needs, but some parents worry that their child will struggle to cope with the noise and the busyness of a large secondary school. How will they be helped?
We do have a number of students who have formal diagnoses of ASD and also EHCP plans where communication and interaction is cited as the primary need. Now, for these students, we often make special arrangements by way of giving them a pass which allows them to come to us out of their lesson if they're finding that they're experiencing sensory overload, for example.
So many parents will say if their child does not have an EHCP or a formal diagnosis, but they also struggle with those unstructured times like breaks and lunch times. Is there any support for them?
Well, I think it's probably fair to say that most students find the transfer from a small primary school to a larger secondary quite challenging. And we do offer a whole range of activities and clubs at breaks and lunch times that meet the needs of students and make them look forward to their breaks and their lunches. For some students, a very small number, we do actually invite them to join us in the support for learning area, and we will work with them on communication and interaction skills in an informal way during those times.
Okay, also parents, they would want to know if their child is receiving additional support. How do you as a team make sure that parents are aware of their children's needs and what support they have?
All students who receive additional support have a one-page profile. That's actually going to become something we're calling a provision map, but essentially they're the same thing. And that page gives information about the student, their strengths and interests, their areas of difficulty, and then it goes on to provide strategies for use in class, but it also contains information about what additional interventions we're making from the SEN team and what outcomes we're looking for. Now, we send those home reviewed at least twice a year. Sometimes it's necessary to review more frequently and make adjustments, but once again we always have a discussion with parents, carers and students before that's done.
And if their child has an EHCP, what sort of contact would they expect then?
I'm smiling because it's very regular contact usually. Obviously they're the annual reviews and termly reviews, but most of our EHCP students' parents make contact at least once a week. We tend to find that if we can tackle issues as they arise very quickly and immediately, then they don't escalate into something much bigger. So I would say we have very close contact with our EHCP parents.
Okay, so thank you, Mrs. Gilman. Hopefully that has answered most of the potential questions that parents will have regarding children, their children with special needs. But what should they do if they still have questions that we haven't answered?
Okay, well I would email inquiries at Shenley Brook End School, and that email contact information is on our website, and then your email will get directed to me so that I can contact you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Mrs. Wright and I am very proud to be team leader of a very dedicated, hardworking and talented bunch of art teachers here at Shenley Brook End School. We are a really well-resourced and well-equipped art department. When you join us in Year 7, we start off by looking at the formal elements, so looking at tone and looking at colour. We do a little bit of painting. We are able to do some clay work in our dedicated 3D art room, and we will end the year by looking at textiles and undertaking some batik work. We are quite popular at GCSE and at A-level. Our student work is really of a high quality, and this is evidenced by our work being on every wall as you walk around the school, no matter what department you are in. We are very fortunate in that we do lots of gallery visits down to London and to Oxford, and we quite often get visiting artists into school as well to work with students in all year groups. In Year 7 in the past, we've had graffiti artists come into school and comic strip artists come in, so that everybody is able to have that little bit of extra added benefit to their art education. At GCSE, we're quite open to really try and get your projects to be as personal as possible that they can be. So we've got textiles and printmaking and paint and sculpture. So we try and leave it as open to the students as possible. Really, really looking forward to having you come in at some point. If you wanted to have a look at our artwork, we have a rolling exhibition programme that's going to be going onto the website. So please look in and see all of the fabulous artworks that our students produce. Thank you.
During your time at Shenley Brook End School, drama is offered as part of the core curriculum in Year 7 and 8. During this time, you'll focus on things such as developing skills in communication and collaboration, creativity, teamwork. We'll also look at things like helping you with your confidence, your public speaking skills and performance skills. We'll also develop your analysis and evaluation, all this time using our tensile and ASK criteria frameworks. We've got a real breadth of opportunity in the way that we can explore these. We'll take a journey out to space, we'll look at a murder mystery project, and all this time really developing those core drama skills. Things such as still image, mime, improvisation skills, using levels in performance, and using physical theatre where you use your whole body to create objects. Beyond this point, you can take it through to Year 9, where you look at the GCSE option, or you can choose to take another route. There's loads of brilliant extracurricular opportunities here at Shenley Brook End School. You can get involved in a school musical, you can do a drama club, a technical theatre club, or a smaller scale production. Drama really is a magical subject. The arts are seen as really, really important here, and we look forward to welcoming you into drama.
Welcome to Geography at Shenley. We start Year 7 with a topic all about location of places and learning how to use maps at all sorts of different scales. Our first assessment is on continents, and with that they develop their variety of different skills such as teamwork, expression, literacy and independence. They learn how to use lots of inquiry skills as well, and we think the development of skills in geography is really, really important. We want them to be able to facilitate their learning, as well as kind of encouraging them to enjoy learning and enjoy the process of it. We love to get questions in geography. We think that it's really important that you want to find out more and that you have a really inquiring mind. Other topics that we do in Year 7 include population and migration, resources and climate change, and weather and ecosystems. As you can tell, those questions all stimulate some great debate and really good questions. And again, that's what we really want to see. We want to see the curiosity and creativity in your work and in your learning in geography at Shenley Brook End. I want to make sure that you continue this all throughout your life at Shenley as well. So throughout Year 7 and Year 8, you build on these skills and build on your knowledge as well. And then at GCSE, we continue to encourage you to be able to kind of learn some really good geography and ask some really good questions. We do this through assessments, we do this through fun activities as well. One of the assessments you do in Year 7 is the ecosystems in a box. This one I made earlier. And we also look at the microclimate of the school grounds. At GCSE as well, we get to go on field trips and just really see what the world is like from all different perspectives. So we look forward to hearing all your great questions and great comments when you come to Shenley next year, and we look forward to seeing you then.
We study history to ask and answer questions about the past and the people who lived in it to help us to better understand the world we live in today. In Year 7, you're going to be revisiting some of the skills that you learnt at primary school in history. So you'll be looking at things like chronology, working with sources and interpretations. You'll be thinking about why someone was significant or something was significant in the past and putting your judgment on that.
And then we're going to develop those skills in different units of work. So we'll be journeying through time and we'll be investigating ancient history. We'll be examining the role of religion and the church in history. We'll be looking at the different ways that we've been ruled since the Middle Ages. And finally, we're going to be exploring the theme of crime and punishment and ending in a cross-curricular murder mystery. We really want you to enjoy learning about the stories of the past, but we most want you to develop skills that will help you to progress in history at Shenley Brook End, but also in your life beyond school.
Here at Shenley Brook End School in the ICT department, we give our students 3 lessons per fortnight of dedicated ICT lessons. In Year 7, we know they've come from different primary schools, so we are concerned that they have different experiences. So we work on basic skills, e-safety, word processing, spreadsheets, databases. We also give the students experience using Photoshop for the iMedia course, for doing text-based programming languages, so that they can make informed option choices in Year 8. In Year 8 we offer ICT, computing and the iMedia courses, but we are aware that not all of our students will take one of those courses. So one of the things we are most keen to do is make sure that everybody has the digital literacy skills they need to take them through their GCSEs and into their working life. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Life Skills at Shenley Brook End School. Life Skills is a blended version of personal, social, health and economic education. It also includes learning to learn and social and emotional awareness, which is fantastic for our Year 7s as they come up and they start meeting new friends in a population of 300 students in their year group. We also will have the same teacher delivering that subject to them throughout their year. As we can see on the table here, we've got a few props which help us in the delivery, from the good old-fashioned buckaroo to beer goggles, which show us what happens when we have drunk too much alcohol, and also our balls where we encompass math skills in working out units of alcohol. So we are really a cross-curricular subject. Assessment will take place at different points throughout the year, and that information will be sent home to you. The focus is on developing their skills, developing creativity, awareness. They have lots of practice at developing their leadership skills as well as their presentation skills throughout the units. We very much look forward to welcoming your child to Shenley Brook End School.
In the languages team, we are passionate about learning languages, and we hope to inspire you in your language learning as well. We offer French, German and Spanish at Shenley Brook End, and we ask parents to express a preference for the language that they would like their child to study in Year 7 and 8. I am pleased that we can also help students to prepare for a language exam in a language not studied in school, as we are keen to celebrate the wealth of languages spoken in the school community. We use a wide range of resources in our language lessons, including audio and video material, games and online resources, as well as textbooks. Many of the online resources, which help to promote independent learning, can be used at home as well as in school. Alongside study of the language, our lessons give students a cultural insight into life in French, German and Spanish-speaking countries. Outside of the classroom, we organise residential visits to France and Spain, which really help to bring the language alive for students. We're also involved with cross-curricular projects with other teams in the school. We are keen for students to see the value of languages to enhance and support their learning in other areas. I look forward to meeting you next year.
Here at Shenley Brook End, we have a very strong music community. Many of our older students take part in music mentoring activities and support younger students in their music making. Within the first few lessons of music in Key Stage 3, you will have used our keyboards, our Apple Macs, a wide range of percussion, and by October half term you may even taken part in your first concert. All Year 7 students have the opportunity to participate in a gamelan workshop, and we pride ourselves on the diverse range of our curriculum through Key Stage 3, 4 and 5. We have 11 instrument teachers who come in regularly and offer instrument lessons on all orchestral instruments. If you already have lessons in primary school, they can continue, and if you'd like to take up a new opportunity and learn an instrument when you arrive at Shenley, you'd be very welcome. We run several trips, and we have a diverse residential where you can combine outdoor pursuits and music making. I hope you'll be able to sample a wide range of our musical opportunities here at Shenley Brook End and enjoy your music making.
Hi, my name's Mr Doyle and I am here to talk to you about our exciting PE curriculum at Shenley End School. Our vision is that every student that comes in will leave having developed a lifelong love of sport, physical activity, health and well-being. We do this by making sure that we focus on not only the physical but also the social and emotional development of students within sport and PE. When you first come into the school, you'll undertake our innovative and unique Happy, Healthy, Successful curriculum. This is something that is bespoke to Shenley End School, and what we do is we take the fundamental movement skills, we take the team and the individual sports that students love to play, but we develop explicitly their transferable skills that will help them in life and in employment in the future. These could be skills such as self-confidence, motivation, resilience and teamwork. And we firmly believe that sport, physical activity is a fantastic training ground for students to develop those skills on further. Leadership is something that runs throughout a thread from Key Stage 3 all the way up to Key Stage 5 at this school. We're proud to be a Leadership Academy, and 2 years ago we were voted the UK's Leadership Academy of the Year. Now we've built upon this, and not only do we provide opportunities for certificates and for qualifications and leadership experience, but we make sure that every student gets the opportunity to empower themselves and take ownership of their own leadership development within lessons. We're an inclusive team and we make sure that students are catered for and differentiated within the lessons and outside as well. We do still run, of course, the traditional sports, but we also try to ensure that we branch out. Sports such as handball, as lacrosse, boccia and curling are regular fixtures on our curriculum offer. And finally, extracurricular. Students have the opportunity to take part in up to 20 clubs every half term and up to 150 school fixtures where they can represent the school in lots and lots of different sports across the city, the county and the nation. We make sure that students have got the opportunity to just come and play and provide an enjoyable and engaging environment for students. But if they want to become the best that they can be, we also offer sessions for that as well.
Here in the RE department we do lots of different things. I'm sure in primary school you did lots of different religions. Well, in secondary, in year 7, year 8, we continue to do that. And we start to have a think about different religions. We also look at the contrasts, such as atheism and humanism, to see what other people think. But we also look at the big picture, such as philosophy, the things, the big questions in life, such as who are you and where do you come from and where are you going, and why do you have the beliefs that you have. But one of the important things is ethics. It's all about the moral choices that we make, and we do a couple of topics that might interest you. One is ethics in the environment, because the environment is so important, and what choices should we be making about how we live in the world. And the second one is moral stories, and you'll have a go at writing your own moral story to put across a different point of view. And finally, towards the end of the year, we'll have a look at world religions. I'm sure you've watched 1 or 2 Disney films. I love Kung Fu Panda. Well, you'd be amazed at how many different religions are in some of those films. So have a good year and we look forward to seeing you in September.
Well, thank you for watching, and we hope that you enjoyed that little window on the wide range of things that we offer within and beyond the classroom. Just a reminder that you can also check out our prospectus on the school website, and that will also give you other information which you'll find helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.